So, good morning guys, welcome back to another video. Today, as you can see, we've got the mower on the 155 and we're out here cutting some grass to make hay. So this is a field we probably should have cut a long time ago. It's completely gone over to seed. There's probably not a lot of feed value in it. It will be belly filler for something somewhere, but we're knocking it down. I don't know how well the camera can pick it up, but on the hills over there, probably behind the trees to be honest, but there's bales on the ground. The combines have started rolling here in Devon. It is the 11th of July today, and we're in what I think is going to be a pretty hot week. It's Monday today, TB testing tomorrow and Friday, haymaking the rest of the week, so we're going to have a busy week here at North Wick. I've got the back mower on my tractor, Craig's taken the front mower on the 130, and he's gone up to do the grass around some trees that we had planted a couple of years ago. It's just a bit easier to get around with the little tractor and with the front mower. I've just finished this field. It took me about half an hour. It was 1.5 hectares here. I'm going to head back now. Got one more little field at home to do. If I cut that one after coffee, then I suspect I'll put the turner on my tractor and I'll start flicking this out, and then I can go up where Craig's been and flick all that out as well. You can see here, rather annoyingly, there's quite a few thistles. It's not ideal for hay at all. It's not really ideal for anything because it will just spread whatever you do with it. But it needed cutting, so we've cut it down. The bottom of the field, in that corner and along under that hedge, well, from about here that way, it's actually quite nice green stuff, but all this on the top here has been dead for a long time. I saw one thing I've never seen before, and that is a black fox. He ran out of the end of the row whilst I was cutting. I didn't film any of the mowing just because I thought by the time I get the camera out and set up, I'll have mowed the field anyway. So I'm just gonna fold the hood down on the mower and then we'll head back. We've got one more little field to do, and we'll see if we get the flicker on. The nice thing about mowing grass that is dry right down to the ground when you start is that it keeps the mower exceptionally clean. None of this all gunky build-up stuff that you get when you're cutting like first cut silage. But these blades are going to want changing before we do any second cut, I would have thought. I did the front mower. But yeah, she's doing a good job. So our tractor's back, as you guys will have known. This went away to be repaired. They had a load of error codes come up on it and they thought it was the gearbox again. Turned out to be a problem with an earth from the battery into the tractor somewhere. So as far as I'm aware, new battery terminals or tightening the battery terminals and sorting out that earth, they sorted it out, so they didn't have to take the cab off in the end, which is good. So got Gus in here. I've not let him out at the minute, it's so hot. He's better off in there with the aircon, but he can come inside and have a cup of coffee with me when I get back. Right, this is the next field. It's called Higher Wheaty. We got a field of oats just below it, so once we've finished, we'll go and have a look at the oats because they are getting very close to combining. Oh, it's hot. Anyway, let's get the tractor in here. Definitely a much better field. You can see it's green behind me in here. This will make much nicer hay. There is unfortunately one big patch of docks. This is where we put a ring feeder for some cattle once. Fold that one down, we're good to go. Find the right gear. Well, this definitely looks better anyway. Just finished. Only a little field here, only took 1/4 hour to mow. That wing mirror is there because it had a fight with a branch on that tree. So I need to correct that in a minute. But yeah, all done on here. We'll go and drop this one off and then we better go and start turning some grass. If I can spread it all out today and someone can turn it tomorrow whilst we're TB testing, then I think in a couple of days this will probably make to hay because it's so hot and dry. But yeah, so we'll go and drop the mower off, get the turner on, and go turn it. Now, I need to get to the tedder, which I think I can just about do without having to move the Fergie. Right, just gonna pull out into the yard in a minute, got the turner on. I need to adjust my mirrors because they're all a bit too cold. Sorry, Gus. Well, that's better. Right, I think we're ready. What I'm going to do is head out to the first piece I cut this morning because that is pretty well dead, and turn that out a little bit, and then I'm going to head to where Craig is mowing and do that piece, and then I will come back and do the bit we just mowed at the end because that's probably the greenest of it. What I don't know is if we are too wide to go over the bridge, but there will be one way to find out. Right, moment of truth. Looks good. It's when it starts coming back down as we'll have issues if we do. Very nicely done. Always a good idea, I think I've said it before, to put a machine like this in neutral on the power shaft so that if you catch a tree or something, the rotors are free to spin. The trick with our bridge there is on the link arms. On most tractors you have like 2 or 3 settings on the link arms for where you put the pin, where it joins. And I put it on ours so that I'm in the one that makes it lift highest, if that makes sense. So you've got the most ability to clear the bridge. Because like the first spinner is ever so slightly wider than the sides of the bridge, but when he's lifted right up on the tractor, he'll go over easily, and there's a massive gap below it. Prime example for leaving the power shaft in neutral going on behind me. I don't know if you can see. Spinning. You've always got to be careful as well lifting things like this up because they get very, very close to your cab roof. Let's go down again, that'll help. Right, you can go down again now. Turn it. The arms doesn't want to come down. Right, we're all set up and underway. I've been around a couple times around the headland. You can see this stuff, there's not a lot of greenness to it. Sort of changes colour a bit when you turn it out, but not really. But yeah, thank God for auto steer. You can sit back in the aircon, have a nap like the dog. He's loving life. We'll get this turned, it won't take very long at all. And then I might even have time to flip by the office for lunch. But we'll see. Yeah, this is the rest of my day sorted anyway. Now, people do turning differently. Our turner doesn't quite match like the Rode for just the back mower on its own. So I always go at a very slight angle. That way you can see when you're going across the roads that you're getting every single bit of grass. Quite often if you go along the rows and just turn the rows out, you can't see in underneath. So you're getting it all. But I set this piece up on the level with like, I don't know, a couple of centimetres underneath the tines to the floor, so it is grabbing the lot. Down this end of the field it's turning greener as you turn it out, but whether that is just the thistles that's in it, I don't know. First field done, took all of 25 minutes, so that is ideal. That means I can go back and have lunch with the chaps before doing the rest of it. If anyone's wondering, to turn 1.6 hectares of hay, used 3.9 litres of fuel. There, facts of the day. Right, back on the bridge. We made it! We are up at the next block of ground turning out. Might be able to see Craig ahead there in the 130 with the front mower on. He's mowing around all the trees over there. That's why he bought the little tractor and the front mower up, because he can't get around with the back one very easy around the trees. He's up on the hill, we're just turning out. This is sort of a cross between the two other bits we've done. There's a good bit of green underneath, but it's obviously very seedy on top. You'll see in a minute when we get to the end what it's like. See in those trees there, it's just a lot of seed heads. There is little bits of green in it. You just got to look quite hard for them. Auto steer is doing a fantastic job. It means I can keep an eye on what's going on back here. Right, welcome to the next piece. So in this field, we got lines of trees every, I don't know what it is, 20 meters or so. Might be a bit less. So we've got runs like this, so we'll have to go up and back, and then that'll be that bit done. And then I'm pretty sure I've got to fold up the turner, almost said topper, turner, every time I go through that end gap. So I have to do this bit, go through that gap, unfold, do the next bit, fold up, go through the gap, do the next bit, which is a bit of a nightmare. What we want is one less tree either end, and you'll be able to just go round. Because it's going to take a while, and it goes on all the way to the other end of the field without hedges. So yeah, and then after that bit, we then got to go out below that hedge where Craig is currently mowing. So we'll be here for a little while yet, but we'll set to doing that. I'll put the drone up when we get on that other big bit, because just put it above and let it watch what we're doing. But thank God for air conditioning. I just went outside to open the gate and it is sweltering. Righto people, I am in the last little bit here. There's sort of patches of trees and this one just scattered all here, there and everywhere. Just stopped here where I am. I don't know if you can see ahead of me in the hedge there was a round bale. Now I don't know how that bale came to be there, but I've never actually noticed it before. I know there's one in the patch of gorse down the bottom of this field. We tried getting out with a handler last year, we couldn't reach it. But yeah, there's just a bale there that is in between two fences, so not really sure about that one. Right, the sun seems to have disappeared for a minute, which makes it a bit more of a workable temperature. Shouldn't really complain, should we, about it being hot, but they are. We're British, we don't know what else to do. Got a little bit of drone footage, but not too much, so hopefully you enjoy it. Hopefully you can see what a pig's ear this field is. let's go over this way. Yeah, this is one job you can't do with auto steer, unfortunately. Anyway, I'll drive around for a bit. I'll do a little bit more filming out the back when we get back to the last field, because that's nice and square. And then we'll be done with the turning then. It is a bit rough along this edge. We'll go down a gear. Out in the middle of the field now. As we come up to the top of the field here, there's a bit more grass, so you can see the job the tether's doing a bit better. Just picking it up off the floor where it's laid flat, chucking it upwards into the air, and then it sort of fluffs down onto the floor. Allows the air to get in underneath it. Turns it over so that any of the parts on top that have been baked by the sun go to the bottom. Just evens out the drying process. Now we haven't got condition mowers, we've just got straight disc mowers. You'd probably turn this out once if you had a mower conditioner and then row it up, whereas this will probably want turning again tomorrow. Just having a conditioner on the mower sort of saves you probably half a day in making hay. But when it's going to be as hot as it is tomorrow, it probably won't make any odds at all. It'll just be one day hay anyway. Going up. Right, another day in the nice green office complete. I quite like turning. I don't get to do much of it here. Normally Fencer does it, but today he was fencing. I don't think we've broken any tines. There was one on that rotor that was broken before we started. Can't see any more, so that's good. See the feeder wagons there, so they must be having a clear out down the silage pit. Yeah, it would appear so. Just got the mowers left to move. That's me done, so thank you for watching today's video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. In the description there's links to all my other social media channels, Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram and all that. Also a link to merch. And yeah, thanks for watching. See you on the next video very soon. Cheerio.